Hey y'all, it's Sunny and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about hair typing. This is part one of a series that I'm doing. I'm not sure how long this series will be, but this is part one. When talking about hair type or hair typing, one of the first things that I want us to think about is our hair porosity, and that is the ability for your hair to absorb and retain moisture. There are three different hair porosities. We have low porosity. As you can see in the image, the cuticles are tightly bound, they're very close together. In medium porosity, we have them more separated but not a lot. And then in high porosity, we have them more widely spaced. Now I'm going to tell you about the structure of the hair or the hair shaft. But there are three layers to the hair shaft. We have the cuticle. This is the outermost layer. It's like a protective layer made up of small gaps, and these gaps they overlap each other. This is what's going to differentiate low porosity hair from medium porosity from high porosity. The next area is the cortex. This is the middle layer. This is actually the thickest layer of the hair, and it contains proteins for structural support and the pigment in our hair. The last part is the medulla. This is the soft central part of the hair shaft. Okay, that's enough of the hair shaft. Now I'm gonna go more in depth on low porosity hair. So because the cuticles are so closely bound together, it's hard for the moisture to enter the hair. So what you will do if you have low porosity hair is that you'll use heat to slightly open them up, and then that will allow the moisture to come inside. And also, you have to know that when you have this type of hair, you have to use lightweight products because those heavy butters and creams they will cause buildup on the hair, and that's not what we want. Once you use your lightweight product or after you have opened your cuticles with the heat, you can close those cuticles by just leaving your hair. I guess it will just automatically close them, or you can use cold water or something to close the cuticles. The pro to having low porosity here is that once the moisture gets in, it's very hard for it to come out. Normal porosity is like the sweet spot. It's a balance between low and high porosity. Your styles will stay longer. You don't have to worry about moisture leaving your hair too quickly or your cuticles being closed all the time. So this is like the sweet spot. I don't really have much to say about this. Just know that this is what we would hope to have, but most of us don't.
My hair porosity, so let me show you how high porosity hair behaves. So I'm starting off here with the old wash and go. Mind you, I have product on my hair and this is in real time. As you can see, the minute that my hair comes into contact with water, it immediately starts to get wet. It only takes my hair about 30 seconds to pretty much be 50% wet, and then about a minute for it to be fully saturated. And like I said, I'm showing you all this in real time. There's product on my hair and my hair still just soaks up the water instantly. Now, while this may be a good thing to some people, the other thing about high porosity hair is that it's quick to accept water, but also equally as quick to lose it. So the minute that my hair is not in contact with water, it is going to swell up, which means it's starting to dry down. So when you have high porosity hair, you have to focus on layering products that are going to help you retain moisture. So this is going to be leave-in conditioners, creams, butters, and then sealing oils or greases. Let me know if I need to make a part two on low porosity hair.
Now we're going to go into how you test to see what your porosity is. First, you're going to shampoo your hair, then rinse it. Then you're going to fill a glass with water. And what you're going to do is you're going to place, when the hair is dry, you're going to place the hair in the glass of water. And if it floats before it sinks, that means you have low porosity hair because it's hard for the moisture to get inside. If it floats in the middle, that means you have medium porosity. So that means that water is going in and leaving at a good rate, and if it sinks quickly to the bottom, that means you have high porosity, so water is entering very fast, and if you remove it from this water, the water will leave just as fast. Before we move on to the next criteria, I want you to know that there are many things that can change your hair porosity, such as chemical treatments. So if you bleach your hair or if you color it or relaxers, these can damage your hair cuticle, making it more porous. So it becomes high porosity if you were low porosity before. Also, heat styling and environmental factors like UV exposure from the sun, those can also affect your hair porosity. Additionally, you have age. As you grow older or as your hair ages, it becomes more porous due to changes in the structure of your hair naturally. So various things can change the porosity of your hair, but don't worry. If one year it's low and then the next year it's high, just look at the things that you have done that might have changed the structure of your hair and just adapt to this new thing that your hair is right now. Because the truth is, high porosity or low porosity, neither of them is bad. You just have to know how to work with what you have. Now I want to talk about hair strand size. I think most people get this mixed up with hair density, but this is not, I'm not talking about hair density. What I'm talking about is the size of each strand of your hair. And there are three categories also. We have fine, medium, and coarse strands. For fine strands, these are very thin and delicate and they struggle with volume. When you see people with fine strands, you notice that their hair looks a bit sparse, or it seems as if they don't have enough hair on their heads. But it's not that they don't have enough hair, it's just that the strands are so fine and they are very prone to breakage. Also, it's important for fine people with fine hair to use lightweight products, volumizing shampoos and conditioners, because these can improve the overall look of their hair if they're not going for that thin look. And also, it's important to note that this hair type is prone to heat damage because the strands are so fine. It's easier for them to get heat damage. We have medium hair type. We know that this is very normal. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It's a good balance of volume and manageability. It holds the style very well, and it's, it works with almost every product depending on the porosity of the hair, right? For coarse strands now, these are thick and strong. They feel like wire or they feel a bit rough. These people, they have a lot of volume and it's hard to damage. I'm not saying that you can't heat damage this type of hair, but it's harder to get heat damage than fine strands. You should still use your heat protectant, but you have a bit more protection than a person with fine strands. It's harder to style, it requires more moisture to prevent the dryness from happening, and the strands are very visible. You can actually feel them between your fingers. And as I mentioned before, because it's coarser, you need heavier products that are able to penetrate and also sealing whatever moisture you put inside of this type of hair. To finish up, what I want to do is tell you guys how to know your hair strand size. What you're going to do is the thread test. You'll take a strand of your hair and a strand of thread. Is it a strand of thread? I don't know. But yes, you'll get a piece of thread and you're going to compare them together. If your hair is thinner than the thread, then that means you have fine hair. If it's about the same size, that means you have medium hair. And if it's thicker than the thread, that means you have coarse hair. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. You're gonna get this video after Christmas, but yes, Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Day today. And also next week I'm gonna post a video talking about hair density and curl pattern. So this is it for today's video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. I just remembered to add this, so please remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment if you like this video. Bye.